Strap on the old seatbelts, we're heading for a bumpy ride.
People staring, people we don't care.
A radio station studio can kind of be a sensory deprivation tank. Radio stations often do these things they call remote broadcast. And what that is you take a station van or some sort of mobile unit. Now they do it with cell phones. And it really stinks because the cell phones sound horrible. It's not really an event. The idea was to make it an event at the store. I'm in the control room. I'm on the air. Now across the hallway.
Do you know the difference between toilet paper and a shower curtain?
I hope so.
Good, you weren't the one then.
But there's the news studio. So when you were on holiday somewhere, you could tune in and listen to the radio station, maybe even record it. When I was in the control room, you could see things going around, but you really couldn't hear anything. The same way with the production studios. There was no way to know what other radio stations were doing by the way of promotions, way that you get people to listen and to stay listening. Clever things that you would do to compete with the other radio stations.
Look, up in the air, it's a bird.
It's a blimp.
It's a strange little man, and he smells like barbecue.
Play a station jingle, and you go right into the song, and the song happened to be Jay Giles' band, Freeze Frame. I'll never forget one remote, and it was at an appliance store. And they had this national spokesman. His name, I'm going to tell you the guy's real name, I've Googled it, I can't find it, T-Buff. It was a guy in a white suit and a white horse and a white cowboy hat, and he'd come into town like he was going to save the day on prices. And his big signature outro thing, he'd go, "Thank you! Da-da-da-da-da, 99 ways, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun." I'm actually wearing these very headphones, and I've got them on, and you can't hear a thing when you got these things on, man. You are just listening, and all of a sudden, I'm feeling a vibration in the building. 99 Ways is on remote, boom, and you're on. You only got 60 seconds. If you're not through in 60 seconds, it's gonna cut you off. I don't know what's going on. I thought, well, maybe the place is getting ready to disintegrate. You know, something has happened. The foundation is shifting. So T-Buff, this one break, decides he was going to get extra time out of us. And so he said, look, I'd like to do a little more talking about it. Well, you only got 60 seconds, T-Buff. Why don't I give it to you the whole break? I'll start it, hand you the microphone, and you're off and running. But you only got a minute. There was a magazine that was just for radio stations, and it's called Programmer's Digest. So you would get a periodical that would tell you about different radio stations, who's playing what sort of promotions they were doing, but you never got to hear it until they started releasing albums. I got a little nervous, and then I look across to the news studio, and the lady that does the news is clogging to the song. Thank you. And it was filled with interviews with radio station general managers, program directors, big stations, small stations. The Big X was featured on this. FM 99 is on remote. Hi, it's Bill Elder here at such and such, and here's T-Buff. Bam, hand him the microphone. He takes the microphone and says, "Thank you, we've got sales and wonderful things, and I want you to know how great it is to be in Macon. I love being here." Dun, 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 dun. Come on, man, come on, you just got a minute. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, speed it up. Dun, 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 dun. The next commercial began with a door slamming, and the husband playing the character on this commercial was going, "Man, was I glad to get rid of that guy." Wow. So what you hear on the air is T-Buff going, "They keep telling me to shut up, but I'm not going to stop talking about slam. Man, was I glad to get rid of that guy." And Oscar and I convulsed in laughter. We couldn't help it. It was so fun. And he's still talking. We're laughing, and T-Buff goes on for another 4 minutes. Never knew any difference. It always is. What happens in the studio stays in the studio.